This is my Kerbalism Let's Play streaming series where I'm playing with Kerbalism and a whole host of other mods. The full list of the mods are in the description. It's pretty much the same set that I left off with back in September for those people that have been following this along. And if you are new to this series, then welcome. But you know what? Why don't we get this show on the road? This is, let's just launch and then we'll talk. How about that for an idea? So we need to throttle up. I think this is all ready to go. Yeah, brakes off and punch it. Not quite lined up on the runway. I'll straighten out here a little bit. And we'll take off. People that were watching this stream, let's get off the runway here. Here we go. There, we'll just leave it like that. People that were watching the stream before I went into a bit of a hiatus 4 months ago might recall this. This is the Dart 2W2, I think is what I called it. It is, or supposed to be, a single stage to orbit space plane. This is essentially its inaugural flight. In the last stream, I spent pretty much the whole time building and fiddling and messing up and failing to achieve an orbit. In fact, on my last attempt, I didn't realize it until after the stream. As I was fiddling around with balancing liquid fuel and oxidizer, I had drained one of the tanks and then forgot to fill it up again. So that's the reason why it failed. So this is essentially the same vehicle. I added a little bit, some Oscar V's here, of liquid fuel and oxidizer to give it just a little bit more fuel. I'm watching my speed here. I want to make sure that my speed's continuing to build. This is built around 2 Whiplash engines, which I have recently unlocked, and 2 of the toroidal Aerospike Dart engines. So the idea, obviously, is that the Whiplashes are to get it up to a significant portion of orbital velocity while still in the atmosphere, and then we're going to switch into rocket mode, turn the jet engines off, rocket engines on. Here, let's pitch down a little bit. In fact, let's pitch down quite a lot. The one thing with these Whiplash engines is they're really designed for higher atmosphere, thinner air, and high speed, so you don't really see them starting to kick in until you're, I don't know, maybe around 7-8 kilometers or so. We should start to see these really start to build up speed, and as you build up more speed, they build up even more thrust. We should be starting to see them kick in, but we're just going to cruise along at this low pitch and pick up as much speed as we can. And we do have a contract. I should say we do have a contract. This is to bring 4 tourists to the WKMS. This is the Warrior King Memorial Space Station, my low Kerbin orbit space station. I got 4 tourists here: Gargus, Lagersias, Suster, and Kelcal. And ferrying them along is Jebediah, my most experienced pilot, and Bill Kerman. And how are we doing here? I think I need to pitch down. I want to really start picking up some speed. I want to mess this up. And this morning I was reinstalling this in 12.3 and reinstalling all the mods and making sure it still worked and refamiliarizing myself with what the heck actually was I doing 4 months ago when I left this thing off. So this is going to go up to the space station. I think they have to spend, I think that's 4 days or 4 hours. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's only 4 hours they need to be up there for, but they just need to be up there for a little while, and then we're going to bring them back down. What else do we have going? Well, I do have some contracts to build a rover and take it over to Minmus. There's a couple of contracts that are in that milieu, so to speak. And so I think that might be a fun thing to do. I've yet to build a rover in this series, and this is an uncrewed rover. So I think that's something else I will get to. See, now look at our speed building now. Let's pitch down even a little bit more. Really get that. I want to get it up over about 11 kilometers per second. And then we'll kick into the rocket engines once we're not building the speeds as much. I'm being asked, if am I an aerospace engineer? Absolutely not. I am a retired math teacher by profession. I do have a physics degree, an undergraduate degree from many, many years ago. No real aerospace experience other than, you know, pretty much a lifetime enthusiasm for following space missions and that kind of thing. Okay, we're going to pitch over a little more. I really want to see this speed build. Come on, speed, build more. Let's pitch more down, more down, more down. Don't worry about all these flamey effects. That doesn't really matter. I want to get as much speed out of this as I can. I can see it starting to... Yeah, I'm going to put that on an action group. That just shut off the whiplashes and turned on the toroidal arrow spikes, and we'll pitch up a bit. Try and get ourselves out of to the thinner section of the atmosphere. Well, and I should be watching my time to apoapsis too. I don't want that to get too far away. There we go. And also at the same time, these intakes should now be closed. Yep, and as well there's intakes on these. Oh, they're not closed. Close that intake. I thought they should, but let's close them. I believe there's less drag associated when they're not taking in air, so we don't want any drag now that we don't need the air. We are burning oxidizer that is in the vehicle itself. Okay, how are we doing here? We can probably start reducing our thrust a little bit. Want to keep that time to apoapsis fairly close by. This takes way too much concentration sometime. Let's see. We'll settle in around there. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Pitching just a little bit above the prograde vector. So I do want to sort of get out of this. Yeah, we can continue to reduce thrust here, but a minute to apoapsis, I'd like to keep it around the same. Same thing you do with rocket launches. There we go. Hello, Kerbal Guy, formerly known as Felix. Welcome. I'm just going to lock this onto prograde now, flat out. All right. Another thing I was thinking that I might be doing in the near future as well is I do have parked in a low orbit here. Let's turn this on. Is another vessel, the Nerve 1. And this vessel is in an inclined orbit, which confused me for quite some time as to why did I leave that parked there? I can't remember. Why is it in this inclined orbit? And then I realized that that orbit is in the same plane as Minmus's orbit. It had just come back from Minmus, and I left it parked in an orbit that's still in the same plane to facilitate it going back out to Minmus again. And I think what would be actually a really good thing to add on to that is a space station, a second low orbit space station that's a, sort of a Minmus gateway, which gets into what I really kind of do want to do with the next several streams, is really start working towards building more of that Kerbal system infrastructure. Being able to mine resources and being able to grow your own food, which you can do in Kerbalism, and all of that kind of thing. And Minmus factors into those plans. I do have a station around Minmus, and but I want to build a base there. Start doing some resource harvesting. I think I'm just going to let this go now and stop fiddling with throttles really, really low. And that's kind of what the main idea of this, which was sort of the idea of the previous several streams before I took a hiatus from this thing. But I want to kind of get that all done. So not going interplanetary. It's all going to be in around Minmus and the moon and Kerbal. And trying as well, like with Kerbalism, man, the science is at a premium. And I'm sort of looking at, I got to watch my apoapsis, it's starting to creep up. Science is really at a premium with Kerbalism. I was going through this morning all the science that I have not yet collected, and it's a smaller list than you would think. Okay, we're cutting. Whoa, shoot. Well done, sir. I just hit Z instead of X to cut my throttle and push my Apple axis. Instead of at 80 kilometers, it's now at 107 kilometers. Well, we'll make that work. Oh boy, that was foolish. Okay, it's time warp up there. So that's sort of like the immediate plan, I suppose, for the remainder of this stream. Get this mission out of the way, build a rover, get it going towards Minmus, start building a station, a Minmus gateway station in low orbit, try and get some regular traffic going between Minmus and Kerbin. All right. Let's get up there. So we are now in space. Still got what? 200? Is that right? 286? 286 meters per second. That should be enough to get us to the station. Arm 1 batteries are almost dead. Oh yeah, whatever. Start losing track of all it. Oh, I should open out. Speaking of dead batteries, let's extend these solar panels. The Arm 1 was an asteroid recovery mission. It is currently attached to an asteroid which is parked in orbit about the moon. I got to think about what I want to do with that too. Okay, let's get ourselves though into full orbit here. We're almost there. Periapsis is already 55 kilometers, so we are almost at orbital velocity. The only additional mod I added from the previous streams to this one is I did add the waterfall mod for engine plumes. I've yet to really take a good look at it. I also have Restock installed, which also affects the engine plumes. Haven't gotten into really looking as to what's doing what, if I need to get into some settings or something with those. Haven't had a chance to look at that yet. Okay, let's start doing that, because that still looks the same as it did with Restock. Okay, that's pretty good. About 105 by 105. In fact, let's just turn it this way. Hopefully those solar panels will get some nice exposure once the sun comes up, which should be happening pretty soon. And let's think about getting ourselves to the station here. Oh, let's turn off. Let's not have on any orbits we don't need. Unfortunately, I'm a little higher than I intended. So it might take a few more go-arounds because of my faux pas. Yeah, I think I need to push ahead in orbit here. Yeah, okay, we're off to go around a few times here. Oopsie doodle. It's all because I went into a 100-kilometer orbit rather than an 80-kilometer orbit. Okay. Close we can get this. Ooh, 0.3 already. Nice. That way. Okay, I'm going to go. That's hardly fiddling with this at all, and it's already 100-meter closest approach. 0. All right. 0. Oops, come back. There we go. 0. Can't do any better than that. Relative velocity of only 13.2. So it's, the rendezvous is not going to take very much. Unfortunately, that burn is in 1 hour and 45 minutes. So we're going to have to do a Let's do a very quick save in case I mess up on the time warping. And we'll time warp our way over there. Oh, again, okay, we lost control of the arm one. I should maybe turn off the warnings on that. Warning, our observatories report a coronal mass ejection happening this way. That's not a big deal, actually. I don't think it's a big deal. I was about to say all my Kerbals are in low orbit, but that's not true. Because I do have Kerbals in orbit about Minmus right now, but I would have shielded that, right? I'm pretty sure I would have. I'm pretty sure I would have. Okay, coming up to our maneuver here. And let's put this on this so we can see our closest approach. Oh, we should nerf these engines a lot. That's just noticing how quick this burn is. Let's try 20%. Okay, that'll be better. Powerful engines! Okay, we'll start to burn a little early and then we won't go anywhere near full throttle. Now, how many ignitions? Oh, I gotta think about all this stuff again. How many? There's 10 ignitions on those toroidals. All this stuff you gotta think about. That I've not been thinking about because I've not been playing Kerbalism. I've been playing stock. We'll use RCS. Oh, look at that. 45 meter closest approach. Alrighty, Roo. Let's do that. Again, we'll turn this way for the solar panels. Alright, let's get over there. 15 minutes. And then maybe I'll check on my folks on Minmus Station, make sure that if it's shielded, hopefully there's shielding. There has to be shielding. I would have been, well, who knows. I was about to say, I'm not that dumb, am I? But who knows. Okay, we're about a minute away. There's our station coming at us. About a kilometer away. Approach speed's only about 13 meters per second, so no big deal. So there we go. My first SSTO of this campaign. Getting up to Kerbin Station with still a couple of 100 meters per second of delta V left. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Get ourselves a little closer. Start bleeding off some of this speed. And I gotta remember, I got Bill, I got an engineer. I'm sure I got an engineer on the station too. We'll get him to go service all these engines too. All these things you gotta think about now. And for those people that were enjoying my stock campaign, that going to Moho thing, I've not abandoned that. The putting as many flags as I can on different bodies. That went longer than I would have anticipated it would have. But the plan is to get back to that. So what I'm thinking is I'll probably do around 9-10 streams of this one. So that'll take me 2 or 3 months. And then I'll do another flag planting extravaganza. Why did this go red? They're on board. They were green there before, and now I don't understand that. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe because it's seeing the station. I don't know. I'm not worried about it yet. Sometimes these contracts do some funky things. Alright, let's kill off the rest of this. Most of the rest of this velocity. We're only at about 0.5 meters per second. Open up our doors here and control from here. And let's get over to the station. Now, where am I gonna? I'm hope. Well, maybe I think it. Will it fit on here? I got this docking port right here. Man, there is a collection of vehicles here. So I have my little space plane, my little Dream Chaser type space plane that went up on top of a booster. I have this old Soyuz style vessel that's still here, and now there's going to be an SSTO on this too. But I'm thinking I can hopefully fit it onto this. I didn't really think there's also the option. There's a docking port at the end here, but let's see if we can fit it in there. Okay, so let's set that as a target. And let's orient this the way we need it. Well, actually, it's looking pretty good. We are heading right for that target that I'm interested in, so that's good. Let's slow down a little bit. RCS. Now we can use RCS to kind of... Actually, I probably want to go this way, don't I? There we go. And we'll roll it this way. And hopefully it'll fit. I don't think I tested it. You know, all these things I've forgotten. Did I test this? Did I test whether it would fit on the station? I don't know. But we're about to find out. Okay. Set that. Aim our camera there for a nice view, and we are coming in rather slowly, aren't we? We can push it in towards there a little more. Oh, that's different, I think. The way those RCS thrust. I don't want to come too fast, but if we watch the exhaust coming out of those RCS block thrusters, they definitely look different. That might be the waterfall mod at work. I like them. Waterfall's supposed to be making everything look a little bit more realistic, is the idea of it. Okay. And yeah, coming in. Yeah. And as fun as... Why is my camera so... What if I put this on orbit? Maybe that's a little better. There we go. Still coming in super... Here, time warp. Silly. We can time warp this. Taking so long. And I'm not sure in this game of the practicality of SSTOs, but they are fun to build. Well, I gotta be honest, there's probably absolutely no reason why you can't just stick with capsules on boosters. Oh, you know what I should do too? Let's retract this solar panel. Just in case that's in the way. But I think I'm going to fit. I hope so. Hopefully these two tails won't be banging against each other. I'm thinking this tail is actually lower than this tail because this plane's bigger. Oh. Pay attention. Pay attention. Noticing my alignment was off a little bit. Now we're right on. Might be getting some frame rate dropping too, just because of all the parts. It's always the problem when you start getting your stations too big. Because the game just really slows down. Okay, we're just about, and boink. There we are. We're getting a warning about carbon dioxide being low. That really isn't a problem, is it? And okay, so there we go. This part here's gone green. I can see now that this is going to be for 4 hours. Excellent. Okay, so let's take... I'm going to leave everybody aboard here. Who's on here, by the way? We've got Rob DV and Michael O taking care of things. Oh, Michael O. Let's transfer Michael O to go service these engines before we do anything else. So I'm assuming, are they in here? We're getting some wobbly wonkiness happening too. I can see that. I don't like that. If I do a little time warping, does that freeze that? I can't remember. Yeah, I don't have persistent rotation installed, so that should be okay. Where is my Kerbals? Are they in here? Yeah. Michael O will transfer you into what is our airlock. Switching locked. Of course it's switching locked. Is she in there? No. I'm trying to get Mike. I'm getting transfer crew, but I'm not even getting the button to come up. She's not in here. Nope. She was in there. She just doesn't want to leave. Okay, well, what we'll do, we'll just leave the hitchhiker. We'll do that. There's always... Every time I leave this for a little while, I keep forgetting how the nitrogen works. Oh, well, let's see here. Isn't there a pressure control button? I think Kerbalism's changed this. I think they've changed it. Okay, I'm just going to EV air. I think Kerbalism has updated... The way you handle pressure control was always confusing. And I got a feeling they may have changed it since... Michael's not a... Yeah, she's an engineer. Oh, she's going to the wrong vessel, though. There she goes. I just want to service these engines. Because if you service the engines, they last longer. You just got to do inspect the engine. Oh, this one's practically new, so there's nothing to do. We'll inspect these other engines. But I think this gives you more ignitions again. It resets the number of ignitions they have. Inspect that engine. Service the engine. There we go. So if you're servicing the engine, you must be doing something. Service that engine. And inspect that engine. That one doesn't work. So the jet engines, they last a lot longer. That makes some sense. Okay, let's get her back up there. And board. All right, so we'll leave all of these folks alone. Do you have nitrogen? No more nitrogen. Should be tons of nitrogen. Yeah, lots and lots of nitrogen aboard. Nitrogen's used to pressurize the capsules. I just got to remind myself on how it all works again. Okay, in the meantime, they're going to be here for about 4 hours. Did I? Yeah, I do still have Kerbal alarm clock. I know I now have the stock alarms, but I'm so used to Kerbal. I'm surprised there's nothing on my alarm list here. Let's just do a raw alarm for 4 hours from now. And this will be the bring down tourists. That's good. I'll know what it is. So in 4 hours, we got to bring the tourists back down. So that will alert me of that. But what I want to do in the meantime, because we do have that coronal mass ejection coming, I just want to check on my folks around Minmus Station here. So set that as a... Oh no, switch to. Let's take a look. The entire mod list is in the description of this video. And the best place to install them from is from CCAN. Okay, so this is Minmus Station. And where's Minmus? Must be above it. We're in a polar orbit here. It's got a lander, and I've already done a bunch of landings down. Let's get rid of this window. There we go. Already did a bunch of landings, and I definitely plan on doing some more. I'm not sure what their situation is as far as fuel goes. Here's a great big Oh, I can still see that's a lot of fuel. The lander's very small. It takes up no fuel. So should come back to here and do some more fueling up, because that is certainly a thing. But I want to just take a look. All these things I've forgotten. Like, how does the shielding work? I should have done this in the meantime, but I didn't think about it. Where are all my Kerbals? If I put this on, are they all tucked in here? No, probably somewhere in that lab. Yep. Probably my two scientists are in the lab. Now, how does the shielding work? Maybe I should just look at this between the two streams. I've honestly forgotten. I'm assuming there's... Oh, I know what I can do. I didn't even have to come here. Oh my god, I'm forgetting everything. If I go to Minmus Station, they are currently in a solar storm. That's why there's this little alarm going on here. And we have being exposed to extreme radiation of 3 rads per hour, but inside the habitat, it's a tenth of that? No, little 20, not quite a tenth. 0.61, so about 20, is that? Oh my god, my math. 10, 20%, about 20%, yeah. 0.61 rads per hour. The environment is, so I think they're doing okay. We can look at their radiation. Yeah, their radiation's creeping up. It's up into the teens of what's a lethal dose of radiation. So probably what I should be doing at some point in the near future is thinking of rotating these folks out of here and getting some more down. But you know what I'm going to do instead? I think what I'm going to do, I think these folks are fine. I think what I'm going to do instead is, for our next step, is taking a look at building a Minmus rover and seeing if we can not get it there.